segments of a new film called Choice were shown at a pre-screening event at Our Lady of the Blessed Sacrament Parish in Westfield recently. The film is meant to examine the reality of what choice means for women and includes varied opinions and perspectives in an effort to change hearts and minds. Carolee McGrath was there and has more.
The decision is out. It's been issued by Justice Alito, and Roe v. Wade has been overturned.
It's a film that examines the most controversial issue in the country and frankly around the world. A film about choice and what that really means.
My heart and my head need to separate.
I couldn't believe that I was pregnant.
I felt just petrified.
More than 50 people gathered at Our Lady of the Blessed Sacrament Parish in Westfield for a pre-screening of Choice. The film's director, Mario Costabile, the founder of Array of Hope Ministries, documents the stories of women facing an unplanned pregnancy, their reasons for choosing life or abortion, and what happens next in their lives.
Choice was really inspired with the idea of trying to draw people into a space that can share the truths of issues of life, but to invoke people that might even think differently than we do.
In one segment of the film, viewers heard from women who worked in abortion clinics. One woman described in detail her job in assisting in late-term abortions. The information was jarring, but certainly showed the reality of choice.
There are really important issues of life that people are unaware of, that are unaccustomed to sharing and are opposed to the way we think. So the film is really designed to be a film that is multi-generational, multi-issue based, and also enabled to bring people that think differently than we do. It's sort of a very unique approach. The desire is to bring people to a place that can share thought, ideas, but then, as we know, the truth prevails and is revealed in a beautiful, beautiful way.
Martha Byrne is the co-producer.
I felt like we didn't tell enough of the women's personal stories. There was a lot of yelling, a lot of telling, but not a lot of listening. So I thought this was such a beautiful opportunity to be able to get out to the world.
Both Mario and Martha had successful careers in the entertainment industry, but they say they're honored now to be able to glorify God with their gifts and talents and to speak His truth. Costabile, who spent 40 years in the entertainment industry, is an award-winning music and film producer. He's done work for MTV, VH1, the Discovery Channel, and Atlantic Records.
Actually, I'm a revert. Born and raised Catholic, but not really practicing. And it wasn't until my 50s when I was searching for purpose, meaning, I said, is that all this is? I felt somewhat empty and a void. I was happily married, great family, but felt that there was something missing. And as I started to search for what that was, I realized it was God. And since I was a Catholic, I was really poorly catechized, really did not know much about my faith. And I said, if God's really real, I need to know Him better.
Actress Martha Byrne played the role of Lily on As the World Turns and has spent her entire career in television.
I started on Broadway when I was a child actor and always been pro-life, went to Catholic high school. My mother taught in Catholic school, my father, was a big part of my life growing up. And being in the entertainment business, being pro-life back in the early days wasn't such a big deal. Now it is today. Obviously speaking out, and I do publicly, it's always been close to my heart. I had a very dear friend of mine who got pregnant in high school, and I talked her out of an abortion, and she had the baby, gave the baby up for adoption, and actually met her daughter a few years ago. And so it's in my DNA, literally, now of my life.
When we consider the issue of reproductive justice, we have to think about who is really fighting for justice.
The film is being released by TLS Films, a nonprofit. So far, Costabile has raised $1 million to produce Choice, but needs to raise an additional $300,000 to complete the project.
It's been in development for 7 years, and we've raised quite a bit of money. We're a nonprofit entity, so all the donations are tax deductible. But that's the plan. We're sort of like, using a baseball analogy, we're in the top of the eighth.
Both Costabile and Byrne have been public about their pro-life stance, but it's not always easy.
I'm not afraid to speak and take on the heat, because I feel like, as we know in our Catholic faith, that suffering is part of our journey. And I don't see it as suffering, I see it as challenge. So I feel like God gives you this opportunity and kind of sees what you're going to do with it, right? He puts it on your plate but then what do you do with the plate that he gives you? You can be self-satisfied and get a message out of it, or you can spread the message to millions of people. And I'm very blessed that I'll be able to do that.
Costabile and Byrne have been doing presentations on the film across the country and recently appeared on Catholic TV.
I'm so happy that our pro-life community came together to support this film and this producer who's really trying to help highlight the idea of choice and that choices have consequences.
To learn more, go to choicethedocumentary.com. Reporting for Reel to Reel in Westfield, I'm Carolee McGrath.
In addition to Costabile and Byrne, several others on the production team of Choice have backgrounds in the industry, producing films and projects for Netflix, HBO, Amazon, and CBS. It will be a film you won't want to miss once it's released.